Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the end of the week, but the start of our storm system coming on through. It will arrive later this afternoon, and it's going to be very high impact. You are not going to want to be out on the roads past about 2 to 3 p.m. They will go downhill very quickly as the snow starts to fall very heavily, very fast. Now, the main energy and the main moisture is going to arrive later on this evening. Some of the moisture amounts are looking, honestly, they're coming right up from the tropics. So we will have a ton of moisture to work with, falling in the form of snow. That means it's going to fall very quickly. Could be blinding, could have near zero visibility, especially with the wind out there. Now, we are still anticipating maybe a little bit of a fine tuning to the forecast. You can always get that 5 to 10 mile wobble at the last minute. And what that means is, even if it's just 5 to 10 miles, that could still mean a several inch difference based on where you are. So we'll be watching that very carefully as we go throughout the day. Overall, not a whole lot going on through lunch times. Like I said, you have several hours to just head out and do some errands, whatever you have to do. But look at 2 o'clock. Just about everybody is seeing the heavy snow come down. Very windy as well, and those temperatures 32 to 33. That means it's going to be very heavy, wet snow, and it's definitely going to accumulate on those roadways. Notice there's a brief little round of rain right there, but the snow will wrap around on the backside very quickly. This is going to be powdery snow because temperatures are now down into the 20s for the middle part of the day on Saturday. That also means it's going to blow around a lot easier as well. So even if we don't have an actual blizzard, we can have what we call ground blizzards, which are those areas of snow blowing around that blind you momentarily. Now, as the system exits, look at this. This is lake effect setting up. We have near record warm waters for the Great Lakes and extremely cold air going over them. It is the perfect recipe for a lot of lake effect to come our way, especially around Lansing over towards Charlotte and Portland. Notice how cold it is down to the south. We're going to get that extreme Arctic air that wraps around Lake Michigan. Off to the north, Lake Michigan is actually warming that air up. It's not going to feel warm, but it's a lot better than those areas down to the south that could be a little bit below zero. Snow total is going to range drastically. That's why I said 5 to 10 mile shift could make all the difference. But right now, pretty good bet Lansing will be about 6 to 8, as well as Jackson. But again, just a little shift either way will change those totals. The heaviest amounts by far will be back off to the northwest, 10 to 14 inches. And look at northern lower Michigan. Definitely 14 plus, maybe some areas up to 18 inches of snow up there. So this will impact the whole state. The warmer air with some rain is going to knock those totals down towards Detroit, though. So it'll still impact everyone, but snow totals will vary drastically, even again over just a couple of counties. Look how the winds keep increasing through the day. Sustained up near 30 miles per hour. That is very high. If they were to be sustained near 35 or 40, that is the strength of a tropical storm, just to put it into perspective. Gusting over 40 miles per hour easily as we head into Saturday. They could gust over 55 miles per hour. So it is going to be definitely a dangerous day out on the roads. Best just to stay home and wait it out. So there's how the storm system comes on through with our brief round of rain. And again, this is a very powerful storm. So on the backside, we're actually causing the jet stream to dip all the way down to the south. So the Arctic air comes on through, and you can see that northwest wind. It is the perfect setup for lake effect snow that'll carry us over the next couple of days into next week. So the lake effect thing, here's how it works. I just want to point this out because the magic number is about 13 degrees Celsius between the water and about a mile up in the air. We're going to be almost double that. So we're going to have more than appropriate conditions for some intense lake effect snow squalls to develop. And especially with the wind directions being the way they are, normally out of the northwest, you'd get your typical lake effect snow belt areas. But when they're tilting to the southwest, just like they did over Christmas a couple of years ago, that's when we can get heavy snow into the Lansing area as well. So today it comes on through. You got a couple of hours before it arrives into the afternoon. And don't forget about the bitter cold on the backside of all of this. So lake effect continues through potentially Monday and Tuesday. We might not even hit double digits by Monday. That is cold enough for salt treatments to not be effective anymore. So we'll likely have some icy roadways with snow sticking to them pretty drastically. It's going to be a tough way of traveling, at least until we get into Wednesday and Thursday. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to get to the end of next week before we see it.